It's a very mild morning. I mean, there's no cold at all on this 29th of December, 2024. Hello. I used to come to these woods and just watch droplets hanging on. And they just hang on like pearls. There's a scientific effect for what that is. Droplets hanging on. I just don't recall its name. Perhaps you can. Here's some turkey tail. Turkey tail mushrooms. Making good use of this felled tree, breaking it down. Here's some more that are budding. Good day for mushroom growth. It's damp, warm, conducive for life. Today, we're going to discuss regrets. Know me, Liam. These recordings are always for you. No regrets. What is a regret? Does it have to do with regression? Maybe. Has to do with returning. Anytime you rewind or return or reestablish. But regret seems to return to something that once was without any change. Doesn't seem very beneficial. The broken record, as it were. Regret. Regret, of course, just like rewinding, returning, reestablishing, cannot exist without you first creating a concept of time. This is the time marker. Whenever we come through here, we discuss time. And on we go. No regrets, no returns, no repeats. But we are well established, no matter how much I may appear to stumble. The foundation is there. So to regret something is to return to a moment in the past, which effectively means you have to create a moment in the past with your aliveness right now, to return to it, to rewind to it, to reestablish it as truth in your mind. Regret requires pretending something cannot be changed. But we've already learned the lesson about cycles. For everything that is in this world, including that which you feel, it's an expression with the body. It belongs to the external world. Must have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Regret tries to convince you that's not true, that you should always feel this way, that nothing could ever improve or remove. Get it? Remove. The truth that is this static story in your mind, and you must feel it consistently, for you are an oppressor, or you are evil and mean, or disillusioned. So now you see the second component of regret. There's a part where you yourself create time with the belief that there's a situation that cannot be changed, and that you must return to it and feel bad about it, feel a lack of ease, and that it never changes. Thus, it's an indelible part of you, a static part of you. Even though the skies yesterday were blue, and now they're gray and rainy, the sun is still behind it as the consistent light factor of the external world. That's the consistent one. So you may have days where your skies are cloudy and you don't know what to do exactly. So in that moment of insecure thinking, time is entertained, and it's normal. It's fairly normal. It's not healthy. It's not normal for God is everything except the man-made things. And I can tell you assuredly that regret, guilt, resentment, and a constant desire to revisit past situations without revision is man-made. I could go further and say it's insanity, but that won't help the situation. What I'm trying to do is help people. Rather than rub in your noses that which exists in my mind and how you can't distort or break it, that's like teasing. You may have actual problems that you want to resolve. And so, allow me to do my best to help you through regret. It comes back to the simple formula. Remove time and you remove suffering. There can be no suffering without time. Therefore, there can be no regret without time. For regrets bring suffering. You see the cycle. Regrets, once again, require your belief through the imagination that there is a situation that cannot be rectified or changed about the past. Thus, you must revisit it on behalf of this event and those who may have been involved in order to repeatedly apologize for that which cannot change. Nor could you ever change this sequence of needed apology according to your past. For in this terrible loop of regret, your ego controls your life, and it thrives off of your energy, for you are constantly revisiting time, which gives it life. Anytime you use the imagination to create time, you are taking from your otherwise blissful aliveness and giving it to something that is not real. And that is your ego. Your collection of life experiences, in effect, holds no weight on the creation of things. For your life experiences are the result, the wake of your experience. So as long as you are dedicating your valuable currency of life, your adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, it's your life currency, which you use every time you think and entertain thoughts, every time you move and step through the woods. Decidedly using this energy. In fact, you're using it all the time, whether you know it or not. That is your choice, whether to know it or not. Everything's just about thawed today. Just about. Hard to believe considering how much ice we had in our very cold weather. It's hard to believe. But you see it on this day. You see it in the streams. I see a conglomerate. I'll show you what it looks like. It's right here. This is a form of conglomerate. Try to get it in focus. That's where I struggle with this. With one hand. See if this can make a difference now. There we go. Well, it could be a jasper. So the ego wants to stay alive as a phantom, like Voldemort. It needs to feed off of the life of your truth, your essence. And the way that this accomplishes it is through time. Time in its creation. It's a pretty simple concept. It's not too crazy. Let's see what this is. Yeah, really cool. Let's wash these off. Take a look. I have a feeling. Yeah, these are quartz. Very pretty. Quartz stones. Very pretty. Let's see what else is pretty here that we can look at. This has a unique stripe on it. I really like how this is pointed. This is therapeutic because it has really nice points. So you can get a nice piezoelectric effect with both. I mean, it's sharp. Yeah, that one was just sticking in the wall. And it's got some unique fracture points too. Different than most quartz that I've seen. Cool. Yeah, that serves as a therapy stone for sure. Chickadees are not happy. Chickadees have been probably ruminating about things. This is cool. Look at this. That's a yellow jasper. Let's have a look. Don't see a yellow jasper this large and often, you know. Let's have a look at it. It's nice and smooth. Yeah, this looks like an agate. It's smoothed by the alluvial deposits here. It's a nice heavy stone. Feels good, has a nice energy. I bet you this is semi-transparent. I can see striations and different effects happening with the inclusions. It might even be a geode. It's really cool. It's right there in the wall. Now we can enjoy the stream. Let's see what else is happening over here. I think I see some obsidian. Oh, is that? Let's have a look. Could be wrong. This might be an amethyst. It's too hard to tell at this point. Yeah, it's really clear. Looks like glass. Hard to tell. That looks like an amethyst. It's got some really cool colors going on. Nice. I like the fractures, they're really unique. That's also pointed, energetic. The smaller the stone, the less of an effect. That was cool. That looked like glass obsidian. I see some more. I believe to be another right here. Yeah, let's clean this off and have a look. Let's try to find a better place to do this. Not getting saturated with water in my shoes. Oh, this is cool, whatever it is. It's rounded and it seems to have some green. This is smoky quartz, maybe? still has a lot of dirt on it. Should clean it off a bit more. Yeah, this will look cool under a light, I'm sure. It looks like a smoky quartz. It doesn't have the feel of a moonstone, but it could be. It's too hard to tell at this point. That's really nice. It's beautiful. I like the shape. It seems to have some etching, like a U right here, and a J. Yeah, like some real etching. It's cool. Very cool. And you'll see here, talking of alluvial deposits, it's a bit of a washing out that happens, and so the heavier stones are kind of just hanging out, not wanting to go anywhere, but they are heavy, and which is usually an indication of something that could approximate a more valuable stone. That's just leaves. Looked shiny for a moment. Yeah, once you start hunting, it's hard to stop. It's so much fun. Very fun. Just going out and enjoying yourself and exploring and looking at things and wondering what they could be. Dreaming. Imagining. Nothing wrong with that. No regrets. Yeah, so here's the agate again. And jasper is a form of agate. It's just opaque. However, I would say you put this under a light and it will glow. Looks like there are some inclusions. I bet you this has got some cool stuff going on inside. Really nice. Really fun. Let's walk up a bit further. So when you're doing these things, you tend to not look at the time, you know, how long in we are with this recording. And it's because time itself, it no longer becomes relevant. It's no longer important. It's the joy of discovery that takes over. Before you know it, you're addicted to it. You're trying to find things, looking at them, observing them, witnessing them. Quartz, likely. Most of this is ice, as it were. That's how I understand the word quartz came about. It means ice. Let's have a look here. This has the shape of citrine, and maybe, I don't know, it looks a little different. The fractures look a little different. See how that's a smooth, very smooth fracture on that face. It's cool. It's got some orange inclusions. It's got a sad face. You can always see faces in the stones. if your imagination is keen enough and connected, if you allow yourself to be like a child, you'll see all kinds of things in the stones. Here's another example of a beautiful yellow jasper. That's a nice large one. So it's opaque, you can't see through it, and it's cryptocrystalline, very small crystals. Makes a very smooth surface. Jasper is a very protective stone. It's great for protection. All types of jasper specialize in that. It's nice for them to be in these streams to allow the flowing of water to wear them down, smooth them out. Yeah, a lot of yellow jasper right here. Really cool. Yellow jasper is designed to eliminate gossip while also providing protection. And the orange color could just be summarized as abundance. That's why you look for those citrines as abundance stones. However, jasper carries with it those manifestation properties, which is cool, I think. So, no regrets. It's the theme. And I don't like to use stop statements. When I say stop statement, I'll explain to you. That's just the behaviorist in me. Doesn't die easy. Or ever. A stop statement is when you give an imperative, which is a command. Like, do this, make this, so, back off, get moving. Those are commands. And they're also called imperatives. Like the emperor himself is speaking, get to it. And when you use a stop statement, you are using an imperative combined with a negative. So it's don't do that. No regrets. Don't walk this way. Don't eat this way. Don't breathe that way. It bothers me. And what the person who is giving the stop statement does not understand is that they have regrets that have yet to be processed. Otherwise, there would be no stop statements. It means something bothers them so much from the past that they would use it to declare that someone is a cause of problems or the now is not bearable. Unbearable. So you must stop that. Don't do it. But here I am saying, no regrets. For if there are, there's suffering. The issue with any stop statement is, one, you're using an imperative, so there's no ask. It's no, please do this. Please refrain from doing this. Please try this instead. That's an ask. And that's the best way to communicate your needs to something outside of you that is reverberating in a distortion that you don't like, that you're saying no to. So the way around the stop statement, well, is to use affirmative statements. Use affirmative statements. Things that describe what it is you do want and do like and do enjoy. As opposed to what you don't like or what not to do. in order for you to feel peace. For someone who's told, don't do it, it doesn't register in the mind of God. So what the person feels typically, I'm talking someone who isn't much aware of their aliveness or their consciousness, will unconsciously process that as a challenge to do it and to continue doing it. So don't do it is effectively asking for the person to continue doing it. So if I say no regrets, then what I'm trying to do without instruction on how to revise your past is effectively challenging you to return to it. Make it static and be at odds with it and feel a profound sense of no, returning to it, but feeling this obligation that you must. That's regret. Of course, all this goes out the window the moment that you don't care about what the external world thinks of you. In other words, its opinion of you. Not being tough, just you care about some things more than others. That's all. Some things are more meaningful and worth your time. For me, it's walking in the woods. For you, you could be watching this. That no matter how difficult it becomes, sometimes there will be nuggets of wisdom that are priceless. So you wait for those diamonds in the rough to be revealed to you, so you can carry them with you and refine and facet them as you see fit in your own life. That's the beauty of being present. It is a gift. It's the greatest of gifts. It's the gift of life. It's the gift of reason. It's the gift of answers delivered. It's the gift of truth. That's the present. It's the gift of relief. It's the gift of salvation. And when I speak of Jesus, I speak of salvation. Not a man. Had flaws, I'm sure, like any other. But once he became the Son of God and realized this is truth more than anything else, then there were no more regrets. No more perceived flaws. Just pure spirit. That breath of life is your salvation. That is Jesus. So enjoy it. Enjoy it to the fullest of your capacity. And everyone's different in how they enjoy the breath. But enjoy it. We often abuse the breath. In our punishment through regret, we breathe shallow, short, and withered. Be good to your breath. Your breath is Christ and the salvation within you. So balance out your body with a nice deep breath. In fact, on Suno just the other day, I wrote a song about this. And the story speaks of a woman who learns that by breathing in a specific way, light starts to become formed in her thymus, which is the high heart. It's right about here. There's a nodule in your chest. It's right near there. And the thymus is where our immune system is mainly built. The majority of our immune cells are graduated there. And what I mean by graduated is they do go through a school, a rigorous training process where about only 2% of those cells actually make it to fully blown killer T cells. The rest just don't make it. Because the system must be flawless. Your immune system has to be flawless. It has to detect even the most maniacal of foreign invasions. It has to know the good from the sour. It has to detect it and know how to eliminate it. That's a beautiful quartz. And it's dirty. Very heavy. Cool. Nice one. Never saw that one before. I walk by here every day. That's the thing, isn't it? Immune system is always on the lookout for something different, something strange, something that doesn't add up or make sense. And then it knows to attack it. And it attacks by surrounding it. Surrounding it, and it says, okay, listen, I know you're strange. I know what you're doing is not usual for this area. I'm just here to check and see that there's nothing going on with you that perhaps you might not be aware of is happening to you, says the immune cell. And it looks for antibodies. It looks for anomalies. And if it finds one, it's lights out. It closes the circle around the cell and absorbs it like a vacuum, and it's gone. It's become part of the mass that is the killer T cell. That's one way it checks on cells. Another way is it just sends out, depending on the T cell, it shoots out these types of crystalline needles, which are piezoelectric, and they blast through a cellular membrane and wreck it like a needle gun. That's another way. This is where there was a bunch of frozen earth just the other day, and you reach in and things like this appear before you reach in, rather. This has got some cool hues to it, some color changing. Very nice. Never know what will show up while you're walking. You know, the ice shifts things around, thaws, squeezes it out like a zit, and you notice, you inspect, take a look, see what it's all about. That's a beautiful heart. I don't say so myself, but I do say so myself. Whatever it is to you. Not uncommon to find hearts in nature. There's even a book about it. As far as the type of quartz, it's hard to say, but there are some ferrous oxide inclusions, possibly making this a bloodstone. A heart-shaped bloodstone with very unique points. Sits beautifully in the hand, feels very good in the hand. This is a healing stone. And it's on the trail. So that's where exceptions can be made, you see. When you're walking on a trail like this, within reason, if you know it's going to be beneficial for you, you can take it with. I read all the rules, looked into them extensively. There's no real general limit as to what you can take and how much. It's just, are you going to use it? Is it going to be useful for you or for others? Will they benefit from a heart-shaped stone that's piezoelectric and will help to revive their hand in some way, give them some warmth on a cold day? It's all up to you. No regrets. To me, I don't believe the earth put it there as a form of decor. That's just my personal belief, that it serves beyond that. quite a foggy morning. Misty. Low visibility. Quiet. Not a single bird chirping. Strange. Very strange. Unusual. Peaceful. Yet strange. Sometimes if you look at the bark of the tree, you may see things. Of course, none of this is real. It's all an illusion being rendered on the fly for you through the brain and electrical signals. However, doesn't mean you won't see a face or two. For we are designed to recognize faces. Why not see them in trees or in stones? They are our ancestors, after all. Aren't they? Eukaryotic life forms like us. Last time I checked, we share the same cellular structures, so do the fungi that consume the outside of this tree. It's got some blackheads. It's all good. Once you get looking and you talk about the quality of the stones, it's like God understands that you're trying to say, don't show me another more beautiful one. Once again, God cannot register the stop statement. It doesn't make sense. So takes it as a challenge to present it. I find that beautiful. We as human are no different. However, the things that we do, which have to do with regret, I said before, decidedly human. That which is the life before we become the Son of God. To which you may ask, am I the Son of God? You could ask for yourself. You could say, are you the Son of God? What if I were to tell you you were both the Son of God and having an earth life experience as a performer, as a performing ego that is your name and collection of life experiences, that you're both of these things? What if? What then? Perhaps you could ask why. Why, when I have everything that I need as this performing human, you might say, placating me? To which I would say, we ask why when we are suffering and thinking about time. Would it be so difficult to accept the fact that you are kept alive by something superior to yourself, your ego? Yet at the same time you are a part, a component, not separate, not a part, as in altogether one word, but a part, a component. Would it be that hard to accept that you're being fueled by an intelligence that is superior to your collection of life experiences, no matter how advanced your degree, no matter how muscular or beautiful your physique is, no matter your accolades, no matter your achievements, your merit awards, your trophies, no matter what the world says as a collective, no matter how many millions of likes, comments, and subscribes you have, could you just for a moment consider that all the action that was required for you to get there was provided by an intelligence superior to your own? Otherwise, there would be no learning, there would be no advancement, there would be no growth. It's that intelligence that I refer to as God. And I also refer to that intelligence as feeding you your life experience. And as it feeds you your life experience, you become one with it in awareness and separate from it in your refusal of it. We go back and forth. We seesaw. We ping pong, as it were. As we are trying to wiggle our way through some narrow corridor that is uncomfortable like a newborn babe coming forth into the world. I want to tell you about how much I love this pond, this vernal pond, which is filling up as we speak. Let's go visit it. Spent a many day here, reflecting, meditating, singing. And it's rare that it will be in this state of half thawed and half frozen. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at the reflections. What you see right now isn't much, I understand. The right place we can do some play with mirror reflections. So just stay with me. Okay, and now you should see trees that are standing, and looks cloudy above those trees, doesn't it? The occasional distortion, droplets falling. Looks strange, doesn't it? When you see the world from this perspective. And then we come back. This is an example of as above, so below. The reflection being the imagination, and the projection being your reality. Reflection and projection. Reflect, which is to sparkle. It's to send light again. It's to reflect. It's the sending of light again. It's the sending of a signal again. Projection. Anything that is pro is for or forward. You're throwing an image forward. You're projecting. So there is reflection and projection. As above, so below. Reflection and projection. When we use time erroneously through the form of regret to visit the past in a static way without revision or change, we are doing none of this reflection. And so the mess that you see remains the mess that you see. It's upside down, it's out of whack. Thus, the projection of your life becomes the same. Only until you truly reflect, change the direction of the light and the way that it returns to you through your concentrated effort, does revision occur. And upon this revision, you start to see things for what it truly is, and you find relief. You see, this is nothing but illusion. It looks real, what I've created in the past that appears to be static. However, it is nothing but illusion, after all. And not even this projection is my truth. Now I know. In fact, the only true image that you can experience is the place between reflection and projection. That space is the imagination, the horizon line between that which is real and that which you perceive through your senses as illusion. So both of them, decidedly illusion. Both of these elements. However, you, as the mediator between reflection and projection, are the truth. So then you have to decide, what is you? Are you God? Or are you a performer? Claiming to be God through reflection and projection? Or are you truly one with both elements? So the question then becomes, how? How do we have no regrets and see ourselves as one between reflection and projection? And the answer is you observe. You listen. You look. You watch. So long as you're watching, you're not participating. You cannot be a watcher and a participant at the same time. Now, a participant is either in the reflection or the projection. You're either reflecting in time or you're projecting in reality. But a participant cannot be an observer. You can't be on stage and watching from the audience at the same time, unless you become all of it as observer. Now you see how we revise. The greatest form of revision of your pains from your past resides in your ability to detach and become a mere observer of it. Which means you're not resisting it as it comes. You're not denying it either. You are simply observing without label or judgment. And that revision, that revision, is seeing it as if you are not there. You, as participant, are not there any longer. Now this is upsetting to the world, of course. For the world, through regret, which is your ego trying to stay alive off of your vital essence, does not want you to understand you can just observe without participation. For in doing that, it knows you are free. Free to go and roam as you please. Notice how that's an incredible power. Just to be able to detach and leave. To not feel confined to anything or anyone. No matter how pressing. No matter if the camera's rolling. You grant yourself that freedom every time you're present as an observer. You become the horizon line between reflection and perception. So when I say no regrets, what I mean is become that. Say to yourself, say in your mind, I am that horizon between life and death, the past and the future, reflection and projection, the masculine and the feminine, the active and the passive, the real and the fake, all encompassing yet no part of it at all. That force that carries the ripples through a disturbed pond. I am. And it is as simple as that. And as challenging as that. It is as rewarding as that. And as terrifying as that. What a leap. What a leap of faith that requires. To become everything and nothing at the same time. While not being able to truly define yourself as anything, you become everything. That is a wonderful way to look at life. For that way relieves you of all story, all accumulation of life experiences are there and they're beautiful and they're a part of you. However, they are not you in completeness by any means. Not even close. So now you can understand, perhaps, that if someone says to you, you have to feel this way, you must regret the feelings that you have given to these people in your error. And when someone says you must, that is an imperative. So let it be a signal or a red flag, whatever it is for you to not engage or participate, but rather become a mere observer of the whole thing. Now, each and every one of you has a specialty in life, including my children, whom I'm speaking to directly. However, I'm also addressing all of you beautiful viewers, whoever has made it this far. I save the fruits for the end. Each and every one of us has some form of skill that is unique and powerful. When you are engaged in that activity, whatever it is, you are, one, present, and two, in order for you to express yourself fully doing that thing that you do so well, you have to be more an observer than a participant, and you know this without knowing. When you are in the flow, you are observing. You are not participating. Thus, there is no time, and there is complete enjoyment, for there is no suffering or regrets. That is why I can come out here into these woods and riff as an instrument of God and feel no regrets for anything that comes about, knowing it is meant to be. that it is truth. No matter what the world says, no matter how much it groans, protests, or resists. It's meant to be. By the way, did you know that mango is a terrific addition to your typical salad? I would say if you're having arugula, it goes beautifully. There's a certain smoky, nutty flavor that comes from the arugula, and it blends perfectly with the sweet, fibrous, soft, delectable texture of the mango. It's also great for helping you if you're constipated. Even better if you're taking a walk in the woods and you're absorbing all these free electrons. You feel an urge to have to go to the toilet. It's a good time to go while everything is awaiting its exit. It's done for a reason, so that the body can remove the most amount of impurities as possible. Isn't that cool? I think so. Mango. Very underestimated fruit. Grows abundantly too once it becomes a tree. Once it becomes it. Has a chance to grow and establish itself. Gives you hundreds, if not thousands, of fruits. Sun-kissed and ripened. Beautiful mango tree. Oh, if you ask me, I'd say the fog has lifted quite a bit. Just a short period of time, happy to say. Still no birds, though. Well, I spoke too soon. That was a woodpecker. I hear the blue jays in the far distance. You see, this is hawk territory. And the red-tailed hawks are having a field day. For their eyesight is different as a raptor than most of these birds. The way that the raptors look is they see a difference in what they've already memorized from a very long distance. If anything looks out of place, it swoops towards it and attacks it. Ends up being food about 90% of the time. Doesn't matter how big it is. If you are a peregrine, you come in at it going 200 plus miles per hour as the fastest creature on the planet in a stoop. It's like getting hit by a train. You can't stop it. It just knocks the wind out of you. The peregrine knows this. That's why the peregrines, they like to play before they start to hunt. They practice their swooping to see how fast they can go. At least that's what I think. And they do it in pairs, sometimes with three, but they normally are on their own for very long distances and long periods of time. But when they're about to hunt, they practice together. It's like a ritual for the peregrine. The red-tailed hawk loves these foggy days, especially around these open treetops, just waiting for a squirrel to be looking while eating a nut from a stooped stump, some copped tree, That is a meal in the waiting for the red-tailed hawk right now. As are the bunny rabbits. The bunny rabbits. Could almost hear myself saying that mistake before it came. The mice, the field mice, and the occasional chickadee. So they don't like that too much, because the squirrels are taking the eggs from the nests too. It's just all too much for a day, for a given bird. Still, they keep going. They don't give up. Something to be said about that. Here comes the birds now. Can't you hear them? It was silent before. Not now. Hear them chirping amongst the pattering of rain. Quite pleasant. This just may be the right ASMR for you. Shots fired. 3 shots fired. 4 shots fired. 5 shots fired. 6 shots fired. And on it goes. It's starting to sound like the Hunger Games now. Glad I wore my vest, saying I'm a non-participant in this hunting venture. Thank you very much. Don't mind me. I'm not even here. So what does this mean for us, since there are no regrets in truth? It means you can totally be free and enjoy yourself right now without any reservation from the past. It's quite a gift. All of my recordings, a gift. Especially this one. As we cross this bridge to the other side. Paying attention to that beautiful yellow jasper as we go, with hematite inclusions. We make our way, slow and steady on this day. And so, remember, every time you choose thoughts, you are making wishes. So until next time, keep wishing and wish well. God bless you. Lumi, Liam, most especially, God bless you. Wherever you are, you're with me. Just know that. Wherever you are, you're with me. That means I am with you. Wherever you are. Always. Without exception. I observe. And I observe your fruitful, wish-fulfilled life. Most of all, that is my favorite channel to spend when I'm with you. God bless you. God bless this planet. And God bless, this country. Our country. You are Americans. This is our country. And it is most beautiful. There's the birds. There are the birds. Chickadees are back. Glad to hear. Here comes the snowbirds, all flying in sequence, because they know their lumbering guardian has returned. Amen.